Oh, right. So with this case, Melina, she had gone missing, allegedly missing, but an Amber Alert went out, and they it was already suspicious. The father had said that when he was going to the bathroom at a stop, because they're from Canada and were on a trip together, and they happened to be in upstate New York. He said that they pulled off at a pit stop, like, and that he turned away so that his daughter could use the bathroom, which is kind of strange because there are actually bathrooms, but like where she could go in and use a stall. However, if you got to go, you got to go. So I totally understand that. And so anyway, he said that when he turned back, that she had been kidnapped. And of course, it was a white van. This one article that I'm about to read to you, the update on this one, December 5th. And so that was that the trial for the Canadian man accused of killing his 9-year-old daughter in the North Country has been postponed. Luciano, his trial was scheduled January, what I just said. And then the Essex County District Attorney Office said that will not be happening. They did not have a reason why. They also didn't have a new date set, which now we know a little bit of the reason why was because they've put in motions. And so he reported his daughter, Melina, missing while vacationing near Lake George. Amber Alert was issued and sent to phones, and her body had been found in a shallow pond in Ticonderoga the day after she went missing. Preliminary results indicate that she drowned, drowned, and investigators believe that the father lied about the kidnapping as a cover-up. So it did end up going to grand jury a few days later, and he's charged with second-degree murder, concealment of human corpse, and he faces 25 years to life in prison if convicted, which, I mean, it, I've explained it in other cases, but in New York State, unless you're a law enforcement, has to do with like the killing of law enforcement, they can't charge you with anything higher than a second degree murder. So that's why I know some people will probably question, like, why would, why not give first degree? And I'm not even positive of why he did this. I don't know. I'm not sure we can really make sense ever of it, but hey, Tiny, good to see you. Good afternoon. Okay, say no more. I remember Luciano, yeah. Um, hey, Doodles, good to see you. What is happening? It's trying to add you as a moderator. I don't know what's happening. Oh my goodness. See this screen? It's really good for editing. It's really bad for streaming. Really, really bad. All right. And then the next update that they had given, I could push play on the video. It does say that it was updated, but this was just pretty much, I think, the same info I gave you, that it had been pushed out, but didn't give a reason why.
In the trial for a man accused of killing his daughter and hiding her body in Essex County, New York, won't happen until March. Back in July, Luciano Fratolin told police that his daughter was kidnapped, but investigators later said that his story was fabricated. Police believe Fratolin killed his daughter and hid her body near Ticonderoga. He pled not guilty to murder and concealment of a human corpse. The case was supposed to go to trial next month, but according to the Essex County District Attorney, it's postponed until March. Fratolin doesn't have any future court dates scheduled.
Okay. Which then he did, which is kind of interesting that they weren't really giving updates on this. And it was me having to continue to look into it to find that update. Then we now have the update that came February 6th, which I will pull up for you now. A Canadian man accused of killing his 9-year-old daughter and hiding her body in Essex County, New York, wants the statements that he made to police and evidence from his cell phone thrown out before his trial. Yeah, tap video. See previous coverage. Investigators said that Luciano called 911 last July to report that his daughter, Melina, had been kidnapped. Her body was later found near a pond in Ticonderoga. New court documents obtained by it's Times Union reveals that text messages that Luciano sent on the day of Melina's disappearance, as well as the timing of the 911 call and photos from traffic cameras, don't line up with the story. He previously had pled not guilty to murder charge, was taken into custody, and trial is set to begin in April. The judge will issue a decision as to whether the texts are admissible later this month. So we will now look at the actual details of what he told them. And this one should be normal size to you when I share it. Actually, how about that? Yeah, okay. Love that. April 20th, trial day at the moment. I may need to take personal day or two to go. Oh, yes, that would be a good one to go to. Mm. Her mom, I cannot not think about her mother because she obviously did not come out and speak, and I mean, I can't blame her. But I, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And again, it never makes sense, but I don't know. It's really bad. All right. So this article, why is this on here? Goodbye. Court documents show how police zeroed in on the father in Melina's case. So files trace Luciano's movements, increasingly worried calls and text from the daughter's mother on the night that the 9-year-old disappeared. And again, this article was updated February 6th in its Times Union. So, quote, I repeat things a lot, the trooper said. I wish I could get rid of this video. Sorry, y'all. The trooper said, quote, a reason I repeat things a lot is because I want to know every goddamn detail when it ultimately comes down to it. Luciano was in a state police car with 2 investigators as they drove the Northway in the middle of the night, looking for the site of his 9-year-old daughter's alleged kidnapping. They did not find it. Early that evening, just before 10 p.m., July 19th, he had called 911 to report that his daughter, Melina, 9 years old, had been grabbed by 2 men and forced into a white van at a rest stop on Interstate 87. They had stopped to use the bathroom, Luciano had told them. He had looked away to give his daughter privacy. When he looked up, he saw her being taken. The investigator wanted to know more. Quote, was she kicking? Luciano is asked at this point. And I'll show you this image a little bit larger. Are the mom and dad still married? No. They were estranged. Um, eh, he played a big role as if like I'm flashy, look at me, I've got all this money. When in fact, come to find out, it appears he was in debt using and charging all kinds of credit cards and um, owing money, and he was in a financial situation. But I don't know. I still don't understand how like taking your daughter's life would be an answer to that. Some are kind of wondering if it could be because of him and her not being together anymore. Was it done to spite her, to hurt her, or if I can't have her completely, then no one can type of thing? I don't it doesn't really seem exactly cut and dry at this point. Um, let me take that back down. And then I'm gonna pull you guys up and just show you a larger. So this is what they're showing in that one. That was from that night. And I can't quite tell exactly what the paper or receipt or whatever it is that his hand is looking at. I don't know. Very interesting, though, with the car door, like, he was in a frantic. I could imagine he must not be a very good liar. I don't know. But it seems as though these police were really good at pretty much just putting him on the spot and seeing what answers, and while he thought he had it planned, it seemed easy enough for them to be like, "No, this nothing's adding up." So, to continue, it says that Luciano's responses to that question and many others during initial interviews and conversations with police are redacted. Hmm. Transcripts of that interview, Luciano's 911 call, and a host of other materials were filed by his public defender in Essex County Court mid November. He has been charged with murdering his daughter, concealing her body in water off of Route 74 in Ticonderoga. The judge set, hey, look at that, Emmy. The judge set the date at April 20th, as I'm sorry for hitting my mic, and he pled not guilty. So, court documents show that Luciano and his wife, Callie, had been separated since 2019. They lived separately in Montreal, and I'm going to say it wrong. Please forgive me. I'm just going to call her Callie just so I don't accidentally be disrespectful with her last name. So, they lived separately, and she had full custody of the daughter. He had sought and gained Callie's permission to take her daughter on a trip to New York City, July 11th. They were expected to return to Montreal the night of July 19th. The documents provide a clear picture of the events before and after an Amber Alert for Melina awoke much of the region just before 1:30 a.m. on July 20th. Luciano's statements to police touched off a frantic search across northern New York for the purported kidnappers. Police told Luciano that the alert would be sent, quote, everywhere because of the, quote, magnitude of a missing 9-year-old. By the end of the day, on July 20th, police would announce that they believed Luciano had lied to them and that there had been no kidnapping. A sworn statement by a state police investigator made as part of an application for a warrant to search items belonging to Melina found in Luciano's rented Toyota Prius laid out the timeline of events during which police and prosecutors believe Luciano killed his daughter. Hey, Queen Bella. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Melina spoke with her mother on a WhatsApp voice call at 6:26 p.m. and told her that they would be arriving in Montreal at 8:30 p.m. The records show where the vehicle traveled and Kelly's increasingly concerned calls to her estranged husband. The car was captured by a license plate reader headed north on I-87 near Pottersville at 6:32 p.m. So, again, 20 minutes later, a plate reader catches the car heading south on the highway, again near Pottersville. So, mom is hearing from her daughter at that time at 6:32 saying that we're on our way, yet you've now got him heading in different directions, all right in that same general area, but within a 20-minute span, he's still lingering there. The Pottersville plate camera that catches the car headed north at 7:31 p.m. And then by 7:43 p.m., the car is tracked on Route 74, heading east towards Eagle Lake, the area where Melina's body would later be found. So, I'm give or take almost to the hour from when Melina talked with her mom at 6:32. By 7:31, headed north, 7:43 east, and this is in the direction of where they later find her. I see you at all the crime scenes. Uh-oh. Um, so then you've got about another hour later at 8:42, Kelly is growing concerns according to a handwritten witness statement she provided to Montreal police, she texted her husband to ask when they would be returning and placed 3 calls to him, all of which went unanswered. At 8:52 p.m., Luciano texts his wife, quote, "I'm on my way," followed by 8:15 and 9:15, documents showed. Hmm. That makes me sick. It, like, makes my stomach kinda twist the knots for her. Like, the mother's instinct, she knew something was not right. Ugh. So then, quote, "I'd like to speak with Melina," is what she wrote back. He wrote back, "She's sleeping." By 8:55 p.m., Luciano's Prius is tracked headed west from Eagle Lake back towards the thruway. By 9:12 p.m., Luciano is on the highway in Strone Lake. I'm probably saying it wrong. Listen, y'all know I can't pronounce word. Let me hear it and I'll say it back to you. But if I haven't heard it, I'm not saying it right. I apologize. For the next 40 minutes, Callie continues to seek answers from her husband. Torture. Luciano continues to push their arrival time back, saying traffic is to blame. At one point, Luciano tells his wife they are less than 20 minutes away from her home in Montreal. Like, I mean, whether he had planned it leading up to this or not, at least during this time frame, he's trying to come up with excuses, push it out, and get a story together, which thankfully he isn't very good at lying. Thankful for our cell phones and data that's able to be collected to say no. The story is nothing more than just a story that you're telling us. So I'm really happy for that. He stops responding after that. So let me just look at that really quick again. Last time. So she was pleading for 40 minutes and he pushed it back even further and then said they're 20 minutes away. Then nothing came after. Calls to him go directly to voicemail. At 9:58 p.m., Luciano reports that his daughter has been kidnapped. Mm. The sworn statement from the state police investigator notes that a search of his car turned up a roll of tape with long hair stuck to it. The investigator said that it was, quote, indicative of being used on a person bound with the tape. Mm-mm. Quote, based on this timeline of events, there was critical information that Luciano omitted when reporting this matter to the police. The investigators wrote, quote, he never stated that he drove off the interstate and remained off the interstate for a period of an hour and 24 minutes. Other issues surrounding the trip from Montreal to New York make it into the record. Quote, we have had many disagreements related to his desire to travel with Melina abroad, Kelly wrote in her statement to the Montreal police. She wrote, Luciano took Melina to Italy in 2023 and Ethiopia in 2024. After lawyers from the couple negotiated the terms, Callie refused to let Melina travel with her father to Ethiopia in the summer of 2025, instead settling on a week-long trip to New York. That's interesting. Mm. Court filings described Luciano as an Italian passport holder who was born in Ethiopia. He had been variously described as an entrepreneur or businessman before and after his arrest, and his social media presence, in which Melina featured prominently, had outward displays of wealth and success. The father and daughter could be seen on lavish safari trips in Africa, and Luciano expressed a fondness for like sports cars, Porsche cars. And again, he spent way over at least what it appears what's come out with r- banking information. People that knew him, he would spend all kinds of money, very lavish, like very show off, very look at me. And then that's just not how it seemed to be. But again, I don't really know how harming your daughter would have fixed that. Welcome back, Natasha. Is this his? Yes, it is. Yeah, Doodles, it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. So Luciano is being represented by Essex County Public Defender's Office. Representatives for that office did respond to requests for comment. So, court documents show that while in New York City, Luciano claimed to have lost his wallet while visiting a woman whom Kelly describes as a friend or girlfriend. Now, I'm just going to come up to this picture real quick again and pause just to show it to you a little bit larger. Just a still shot of the, I mean, obviously he's being questioned at this point and or interrogated. He must be related to your ex, Spitfire. Oof. Which part? The showing off of all the I'm fancy, but not actually really being able to afford that? Mm-mm. I keep relate to my ex, but it's with the lying and not being good at it, but they stick to it. Yeah. All right. I will continue on. So again, just to according to Callie, they're saying that she said the woman that he was visiting in New York City is a friend or girlfriend. A summary of the state police interview with the woman revealed that she gave Luciano her credit card before she left for a pre planned trip to Italy. That card, as well as two cards in Luciano's name, were found when police searched him at the sheriff's station in Queensbury, which I don't, that's so strange. I mean, I don't know how often he and her, if they were dating, they visited or how long they knew each other. But it's really interesting that she just handed over a card and also that she left for a pre-planned trip, but he was there with his daughter. I don't know. A little bit strange. Oh, yours lied too? Spitfire, yeah. Hmm. So Luciano's lawyers argued that physical evidence obtained through search warrants should not be allowed at his trial because the warrants were overly broad. They ruled against them in a decision issued December. Pre-trial hearings on whether the contents of Luciana's cell phone and statements that he made to police, including utterances he made while traveling on the Northway with the troopers the night that Melina disappeared, will be the subject of the hearing February 25th. Again, I don't. And I mean, I will say it's, in my opinion, responsible, very responsible, that they have all that redacted right now. So it's there to judge it, but it's actually not able to be obtained right now. Then they'll make a decision, and maybe we'll see it in trial. But I think that is responsible. I feel like, and I said this years ago, that the more social media was prying into these things and taking things way too far was causing the courts to start actually shutting down and closing off and giving less and less information. Again, I'm all for that, but it is disappointing that like people can't behave properly and they end up ruining it for like everybody. But you know, so I'll continue. The his lawyers also drew attention to July 25th phone call in which someone called a state police barracks and confessed to killing Melina. Hmm. The troopers do not appear to think that it's genuine. Quote, I mean, I think it's pretty well established at this point who did kill her, a sergeant said on a transcript in the court record. Quote, but we're probably going to have to at least track down who this person is and have him interviewed. Again, that's interesting. Like, who Was it someone looking for attention? Is it somebody that is friends with or in some way, I mean, strange thing to just admit to that. Though the person was never found, they agreed that the prosecution had made a good faith effort to find the caller and ruled against a sanction for which the defense had requested. Before he was arrested, Luciano allegedly signed forms allowing police to search his phone and the rental car. Whether that amounted to consent is something his attorney dispute. Quote, I now believe I was tricked into signing these forms by the police, Luciano had said in the affidavit. Quote, who were pretending to search for my daughter's kidnappers while they really were investigating me as the prime suspect in her disappearance. Okay, well, they're not pretending to look for kidnappers inside of your car, sir. Think about that. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. No. W- If you said that they kidnapped her and you just saw them get, like, she was out of the vehicle going to the bathroom allegedly, and then they put her into a van. So at what point were the kidnappers anywhere inside of your car or around the car? That doesn't, no. I now believe that I was tricked into signing these forms. Again, thankfully, there are body cam, and so they should be able to look back on that and see exactly how they went about requesting, "Hey, can we take a look around?" Duh, 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 and then they actually signed. Also, a judge clearly signed off on that. I don't know about that. I don't know. That one in specific, I don't really think that they're gonna have a chance at getting dismissed. I don't know. As for the phone call, um, yeah, that's mm, physical evidence. Yeah, I don't. Mm, contents of his cell phone and statements that he made. So I don't know. I think the cell phone things are still going to be admissible. This is just a my own thoughts on this. Just definitely don't think that this is like factual. I'm telling you, um, we'll have to wait and see. But as for the statements that were made, I mean, I don't know. If it truly, if they were just driving around looking, that is going to be pretty up in the air. If he wasn't given read his Miranda, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Just the driving around part, I don't know if that stuff is gonna stay in, but we'll see. Did he say that the daughter was kidnapped from home car? When they were traveling, so I'll bring you back up. So they were allegedly traveling back from New York City, and they happened to be in upstate or northern New York state, heading back to Canada. And so he said that they had stopped off so that they could go to the bathroom. And so as he said he got out, like, turned and looked away to give her privacy, that when he turned back, that there was a white van that was putting his daughter into their van, and then they took off. And he claimed that it was 2 people. I really should find, I mean, I know I recorded it on my phone, so I'd probably have to do it another time, but I should find the audio of the dispatch that I had gotten from that night. I mean, you could kinda hear, like, the confusion and what they were saying, and it just wasn't adding up, and imagine driving a white van at that time. Could you just imagine? Like, being tailed by police, like, what the heck is like, they're serious about it. It's a nine-year-old little girl. Shoo, I wouldn't wanna been in a white van that night, I could tell you that. No, thank you. And it's like, the liars just make things worse for everybody. It's no good. Unnecessary. Um, Melina spoke with her mom, yeah, so, uh, I don't know. I don't know, we'll see. It's only a couple of days away now, and then we'll see what they say with decisions, oh yeah, that talk to text, it comes out like garbage for me too. It's okay. Um, does that mean that his car is part of the crime scene then, allowing the for them to search of it? Um, I mean, to some extent, perhaps, but again, they did get the search warrant to search the car. According to his story, though, nobody actually that he saw touched the vehicle. But of course, since that's kind of right where a scene allegedly happened, yeah, they checked it, and I guess it would have been. But that was a rental vehicle too. But they did do the search of it, and again, that's where they ended up finding tape, which had a long strand of hair. So we will see. If anything comes out on the 25th, I'll give you guys the update on it. If it's something quick and to the point, I'll just do a short. Um, since it's pretrial, they're gonna be doing the motions. I really doubt that they're gonna have cameras be in there, like, live at least. So, I mean, we shall see how that goes and turns out, but I'll definitely update you on it. And I have other updates to give with other cases that hopefully I'll be coming around and giving to you, just to kinda get us back on track with things, but I just wanted to give this. I've been very sick if all year, since last year, actually. I did take antibiotics. We'll see, we'll see. So, it's the best I've been all year, but I'm still not right. So, um, hopefully though it'll be all right, and I could keep showing up and giving updates. I also had an update. I know Grandma Sherry wanted an update on it. I don't have it pulled up right now, but there was an update. If any of you had seen the short where a pregnant woman had been attacked by two people, which she was outside of her home, well, outside of where she works, and they had attacked her with a bat, a metal bat. If any of you had seen that one, there was an update on that. She said she recognized the woman, didn't recognize the man. Turns out they have found the woman. She happens to be the girlfriend of this lady's, the ex of this. I don't want to say the wrong thing. It has to do with an ex. It's the love interest scorned and decided to take it out on this lady, as well as yell to kill the baby. Specifically, what she was yelling for the man to do with the bat. Just awful. So, they did get her. She's smiling and laughing and thinks the whole thing's a joke. And they still were uncertain of who the man was. So, uh, but maybe I'll do an update. Just quick updates on a couple of these that are shorter. But
all right. I got some now. No, I gotta get back.
look at them things.
Yo, the back up. Jesus Christ. I'm 40 years old. I can't deal with this. God damn it. One more. Crazy bird.
You see that shove he gave it?
Maybe crazy. Yo, yeah, you're telling me I've been chasing him for 5 minutes. What do y'all want?
And then they just end up replaying it, but like slow motion, and then again and fast. But good thing it's not icy. That is what I will say. Imagine if he was running on ice. That would probably not have gone as good. But that is wild. Oh, now everyone says wild now too. There's like no words that can be said anymore. I feel like. All right. That's weird though. But yeah, they do it in slow mo, and then I think it's, I don't know if it's normal. Here, look at this.
I'm 40 years old. I can't deal with this. God damn it. Come on.
Look at them. Go for him. That's.
Crazy bird. What? Maybe crazy. Yo, yeah, you're telling me I've been chasing him for 5 minutes. What do y'all want?
Good on this lady for recording. That's a good catch by her. Definitely a good catch by her. All right. Let me take that down. All right, y'all. I'll give updates as I get them. And I hope that y'all have a good night or day or afternoon or evening or morning. But have a good one, y'all. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, love you. Bye.